training camp, what'd you see?
A lot of competition. Actually, we were just in there discussing, potential spots and things like that. Obviously, we still have a ways to go, but it's going to be difficult, right? Everybody has their guys that they like, and we have to get down to 20. And I know all the teams are going to be like this, but there's going to be some players that are going to be left off.
Right now, looking at the roster, I would presume defense would be where the strongest battle would be in terms of numbers to positions, probably on the team. What do you think is the team's biggest area of depth where you might have to make some reductions to where maybe you might not have had to do that in the past with the roster limits?
I think there's competition in all the areas: goaltending, offensive guys, and defensive guys. Like, there's some guys that have played in the league for 7-8 years that they don't want to lose their spot, and they've got some young guys that want to take their spot. So, we have to make decisions. They're going to be tough decisions, obviously, the old cliche is you win championships with defense. So, we want to be obviously real strong there. So, but hey, we have some tough ones.
Some rookies. We just talked to Chugs. Mitch Will turned out pretty well for you last week. Some of your young guys coming through, probably making it a little easier, or a little tougher, I should say, on those guys who have been in the league for 7 or 8 years.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're here trying to make a pro team. They're here trying to get a spot. We want to be here for the year. And that's what competition brings out the best in everybody. So, everybody's been warned, everybody's been told that this is going to be tough, and we have tough decisions. We've got 3 less spots to pick. So, I've been impressed with both the young guys and the old guys, the veteran guys that are battling, and everybody's battling. So, it makes our job a lot tougher. And to be quite honest with you, right now it's probably as clear as mud.
A question. I'm dealing now with an 18-game schedule instead of a 16-game schedule. How does that affect your coaching ability to where you're able to keep them healthy through the whole season, but still push them?
That's a good question. I would believe that the practice players are going to be very, very crucial to this league. As you know, lacrosse is a very physical game. There will be injuries, and with your 16 players that you're allowed to dress, and you have two other guys beyond that on the roster, and then we're going to have 4 practice players. So I believe that that will be the key is to make sure that you have guys that can play, and they've got to know that even though it's called the practice roster, it's not really they'll be suiting up sooner or later.
Thank you.
Ryan Benesh is back for at least 2 more years, but it doesn't seem like he's going anywhere soon.
No, he's been real solid. And the thing that's impressed me with Ryan is he's come in unbelievable shape, but his work defensively, he's getting back. We know what he can do offensively, so it's what he does defensively.
Obviously we talked to John last week, and he didn't know how much he had left or whether he had anything left really, but how did he look out there for his first time out there?
Well, I'll be quite honest with you, the inter-squad game, I thought he was one of the better players, to be honest with you. He's just a smart player, right? And, he knows when to turn it on, and he's always 1 or 2 steps ahead of everybody else. So he's very gifted that way. Practice, he's just made his way through it, and but he knows when to turn it on, and that's why he's been in the league for 23 years, right?
Mark Stainhouse cleared possibly in the coming week. December 7th, you're hosting Philadelphia in a scrimmage. Is there a chance that you'll see him on the floor?
No.
In terms of leadership, are you looking more towards the veteran players, or are you looking more towards the younger rookies or second-year players to establish more of themselves as leadership?
I'm looking for everybody to be a leader on the team. There is leadership qualities in everybody. You do have your leaders that perform. You're going to have your leaders on the floor, leaders in the dressing room. But, you can't rely on 1, 2, 3 guys. It's got to be everybody pulling the same way. So, we're going about it that way, and that's just the way it has to be.
All set.
You guys good?
Thanks, Troy.
Thank you so much.